What is happening, folks?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, y'all. We are
I
live.
have stuff all over my shirt.
You sure do.
Salves.
Saturday.
Should have ordered an apron, but I didn't.
That'd be all right. What is going on? What's up, Wanda T, Three Willows Farm, Lorena Paget.
Lorraine Paget from
Lorraine.
Verona,
Oops.
Kentucky.
Sorry.
Hi.
I'm starting to think I need reading glasses.
Yes, you probably do.
I think I stared at the screen way too much in my life, and it's starting to blur my eyeballs out.
I stared at salves too long today. My eyes started getting blurry.
Stared at salves too long.
You have to stare at the level and make sure, and after a while, things start getting blurry.
Hey, Boots and Bounty Homestead.
Hi.
So
Welcome.
it's been a while since we've been live, and we're still actively trying to figure out, because if y'all remember back in the day when we'd go live, it changed every week. Well, when you haven't been live for like a year, it's totally different. But
We've been live a few times just on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone, short snippets, not like
Hi,
sit
Tulip
down and go live.
Crows. Hi, Linda. How are you doing? Hi, Carrie. Hi, Regina. Hi, Leela. Hey, Lou. It's good to see everyone's names.
We was wondering if anybody come back.
It's been a long time.
It has been.
Hi, Erica. Hey, Dutch Off Grid. So cool seeing y'all's names. Hey, Adele.
It has.
Sorry you're at work.
Oh, sorry, Adele.
We have not eaten dinner yet.
No, not yet.
But we're probably not going to, because the kitchen is full of saps.
Wow, crazy cat. Cat's still crazy. She used to always be nuts in the back of her
She
lives
knows.
doing something.
She loves it.
She just went outside.
Yeah. We had to do the switcheroo with the little cats. We haven't talked about the little cats, the kittens, in a while, but they don't like each other. The little cats and Kiki. Kiki doesn't like them. We've tried every which way possible to introduce them and get them along, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we have to do a switcheroo every day. So the little cats, they sleep inside at night. Kiki sleeps outside because that's what she always did anyway. And then in the morning we switch them. Kiki gets to stay inside all day, and the little kids are outside. So we just switched them. The kittens are sleeping, and Kiki is trying to get in the windows.
Yeah.
Even though she's only been outside for 10 minutes.
Crazy cat.
So that's our life. And constantly guarding the doors, trying to make sure that the cats don't see each other.
Frankie said, I just got the notification that you are alive, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's not our normal time.
Yeah.
We couldn't do the normal 8, but we just figured we would.
Well, it's also YouTube. We don't, 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday is not the Stivers time that we own forever. So just being considerate of others.
Yeah, other people have, arranged around that. So
moved on.
Don't want to interrupt.
Moved on past Stivers.
Hey, Tyler.
Monster Homestead, we did our first live this past Friday night and loved it. People know Chris and I always love watching you all and can't wait to stay at the Airbnb. God bless you all.
Yay.
Thank you. Yeah, that first one, once you get under the belt, man, it really helps a lot.
Gardens.
Just keep rolling with it. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's just really, it's a good thing to do. But it can have its downfalls too.
Yeah. So if just kind of recapping, we used to go live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then kind of a few things rolling around, but primarily it's just life got really busy. It always does when it gets warmer. And then trying to get back in that routine kind of thing is a little difficult. And we're not guaranteeing any of that here. This is just, we wanted to go live. It was Monday, and it's in the cooler months. It's a little bit easier to set some time aside, even though actively beeswax is melting in oil right now to make salves. So it isn't like we have a bunch of downtime.
Lazy Buddy said, did you guys get hit with the storms last night down there? We did.
Yep.
And there was some aftermath, which you will see in tomorrow's video.
Exciting and crazy.
We thought, it came through really quick and the wind got nuts. But it was really short, and we were like, oh, okay, well, that's no big deal. Well, we didn't realize the aftermath until this afternoon.
Yeah.
So that was a good time.
Always go check things as soon as the storm ends.
Oh, goodness. But other than that, it's been okay. It was cloudy. It got sunny for a minute. Hey, Faith and family. Lots of lightning and thunder. Yeah.
Off the Hook with Naya said that they were enjoying the scripture and the Advent that we were doing. So tomorrow's video, there's going to be 2 in there. So if you were catching on to when we were saying what Vlogmas Day it was and then what Advent we were doing. We were a couple of days ahead. The problem is the weekends, to be honest with you. The weekends are when people are around and we're doing stuff, and we want to be present in the moment. So sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to actually sit down and edit a video. Well, we blew our 2-day buffer this past weekend.
We knew we would. Too.
Yeah, we knew
when Friday hit, we were like, we're going to blow it. We're going to ruin it.
Yeah. But we were able to get the weekends out. And then so tomorrow you're going to get a little bit of a recap of the weekend. And then starting today, so you all will be more actively in the same time as us.
Hey, Dylan from Wisconsin. Somebody was talking about snow. Oh, Regina said 8 inches of snow. Woo.
Wow. It doesn't look like we're going to get any in the foreseeable future.
We usually have some by now, and we have not had any. And it doesn't even feel like winter's here yet.
This is crazy, but I woke up this morning, and it was 74 in our house. And the alarm was set, and I didn't want to open any windows because then I'd have to turn the alarm off and all that good stuff. I turned the AC on this morning in Kentucky, and that's crazy. But tonight it's supposed to get down to like 24. That's some wild weather.
Yeah, it is. But then I think it's going to get warm again.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I can barely read those comments. Can you see them?
Yeah, I can see them.
Shoo, my eyes.
My right eye is a little blurry. My left eye is good.
Betsy, you're back. We missed your lives. We missed you as well.
Hey, Mountain Living Homestead. We had trees blow down the other day. It was wild here. Ooh, Carrie, yeah, it was nuts. It was hot in here.
Like I said, it didn't really justify the AC, but
it was easier than
open windows,
turning off everything.
Yeah. Freaking out the whole family.
Yeah.
Who's breaking in?
Oh, gosh. Hey, John from Colorado. Awesome.
Weaver Wagon, funny enough, she has contacts, but I not. I don't have contacts. I've never had glasses, but I think my time's changing.
Mm-hmm. I've had contacts since like 4th grade. It's been a long time. It's definitely not good for your eyes to have them that long. I'm kind of like interested in LASIK surgery if I can ever get my eyesight to stay the same, but it changes every year. Mm-hmm. But one of these days, maybe, I will be without contacts or glasses. That would be nice. Contacts are a hassle.
Wow. 3 Willows Farm. They live in Southern California. It's only rained twice in 8 months. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's actually a reason we moved to our area that we moved to, is because of the amount of rain that it gets. We get so much rain here in the Appalachian Mountains. And so for a gardener, that is fantastic. Yes.
And we are sitting in the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in the floor.
The Airbnb is going awesome. We are really loving it. It's kind of one of those risky things that you're like, man, this could go really good or it could go really bad. But so far, it has been fantastic. Those of you that have came to see us and stay with us have just been so cool and just like fit right in here. And we've spent a lot of time with people that we did not know that we really liked in our life, but that's been cool.
Yeah, it's been great to meet everybody.
Yeah.
Pine Knot Family Farm. Hey, y'all. I know y'all are crazy busy as well. It's good to see y'all on here. I don't know if you've ever even shared the news that y'all have, but congratulations. Yeah. I won't say it just in case. I have seen a lot of people ask, so one thing that I did want to cover here, and I'm going to answer those for you. We definitely don't want our lives to turn into customer service calls. We get a lot of that feedback. So if you do have questions specifically about our merchandise and things, there's nothing to hide. We are happy to answer. We just don't want to use everybody else's time for that. So real quick, author, right? Freaking awesome. It's amazing stuff. A lot of the paperbacks are already out there. A lot of people already have them. That's obviously going to make hardcover people be like, when am I getting mine? Because I understand you got the itch. Well, the hardcovers, they take longer to make. So we actually haven't even got our author copy yet. All this information is in the description of the Etsy and in the shipping, so you can understand the timing that it's going to take. So as soon as we get the author copy, you can sign off on that. All of your books will be ordered. They come to our home. She signs. We ship out. So obviously, it's going to be quite the difference in timing from the paperbacks and the hard
wrist brace.
Right. Yeah, because y'all, I mean,
I've never done anything like that, but it's going to be like one after the other.
And it's amazing. Like it's a good problem to have, to strengthen the wrist. That's for sure. More of y'all actually bought the hard copies than the paperbacks, which blew our minds.
That really shocked us.
Yeah.
We didn't see that coming. We thought it was going to be the other way around. So y'all are cool.
That's really amazing. So there's that update. Calendars, thank you all so much for doing that. 50% of the net profits are going to go to that local charity.
ACESE.
Yeah, that we had discussed. That's beautiful. We love seeing those come through. All that money will go to there. Those should be shipping out soon. They're print on demand, so we got to make them and send them out to you. Salves, tinctures, soaps, all that good stuff. We're in process of finalizing the last piece this week. Hopefully, they will all be for sale at the end of this week. We will announce in a normal video so you all know. If you're part of our email group, the email will get it as well. We're shooting for Friday. Mm-hmm. I think that covers all that stuff. We just wanted to go ahead and announce that because, like I said, we don't want it to become a customer service thing.
Hey, for minute Homestead. The salves usually take quite a few days, about a week to do because there is so many. But I am trying to do a double round today.
Tyler,
I'm not trying. It's going to have to happen because it's currently cooking. So sorry,
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Tyler, you tried to post the link. It wouldn't post it because you weren't a moderator. That has changed now, so you can you are able to post links at this time.
Oh, awesome! I don't remember if I said hi for Minute Homestead, but hello.
Hey, for Minute Homestead.
Miss you.
Didn't miss much. We talked about how we were not going to go over your 8 p.m. time.
Yes.
So that's how we're here now. And then we kind of gave the rundown of all the things. Yeah. And so we know we've been gone for a long time, and we don't get a lot of, or are not able to answer all of y'all's questions in the comments. So this is the time, if you have questions when it comes to anything, preferably not necessarily just about the books, on when you're going to get them. Anything else, though, please feel free to ask them.
Very exciting stuff. The Etsy store is about to be the fullest it's ever been.
So. Yeah. Big bang for the end.
Yeah. The end of the year. And then there probably will be a little bit of a break after that. So just to kind of recoup and do inventory.
Yeah.
Figure out what we have and don't have. Let's see. I'm excited to get my book. Yay. I'm excited for you to have it. Hey, Old Redding Farm. Good deal.
It's good to see so many names. I'm just happy to see y'all stuck around with us.
Are you doing a video on elderberry tinctures? I think I have. Not specifically. It wasn't titled that, but I'm pretty sure it was in something.
On TikTok? Which one?
That one,
right?
Maybe it was on TikTok.
Maybe. We're really trying to get all the social medias.
It might have been on TikTok.
Make sure to stay relevant. Listen, not all of them do we love either, but we have to keep posting on all of them. Just kind of stay in the game here.
Yeah, and then there's I've showed pretty much all of it, just hidden in videos, not with the exact titles, but check out the TikTok because I'm pretty sure we did that on there. It might not have been specifically elderberry, but the process is the same.
Right. And if she did and we didn't post it elsewhere, I'll try to do it as a short or something somewhere else. Someone said, how's the new store coming along? You get to see it tomorrow. We're really just getting started. Mm-hmm. Erica asked if Jed was planning on building on the property eventually. Just curious, not sure. Really ask Jed on that one.
He is still in the basement.
Yeah, he's still
anybody
there.
was wondering.
Yeah, he's still there.
I know we don't talk about it much, but he is still down there. And he's still on the property. But I'm about to cook for my birthday. I live before my awesome. So cool. Beverly said, are all your tinctures made with vodka? They are. There has been a time or two where I used tequila. I think it was tequila. It might have been rum. I don't remember. I was out of something and it was in the cabinet, so I grabbed it. But I think those were just for us. But yeah, I use vodka pretty much 100% of the time.
When are you planning on opening the store? Our deadline that we're trying to do spring.
Yes, that is the goal.
I think we can.
It's just going to be not even a lot of work. It's just going to be a lot of cramming.
Right.
A lot of longer days to try and get that done. Because the problem is all the competitions. They're taking up the weekends.
And we just got to get through the holidays. Get through the holidays, things calm down a bit. Then we can really focus. Because the store and gardens, which Tyler asked, are you going to be gardening again next year? We are. We have to move it, though. So, all the work we did last year, besides we're both switching. You can tell both of our legs are getting tired. But all the work we did on that other area is not where our garden's going to be. So, we do have the kitchen garden ready, but we have some big expansion that we need to get going. I think we're primarily going to do raised beds along with our orchard that we have going on. They're all going to be together. If you miss it, the primary reason for that switch is one, we needed pasture, which now is turning into a little bit more of our future, kind of what we want to do here. But also it's too far away from our house, so we're moving it over on this side to get it close to the house.
Yeah, that's going to be a big project. But we're kind of looking into some resources here, and not like internships. We don't have stuff like that, but getting people in the community involved. So that would be kind of cool, and give us some extra hands. That would be nice while they get to learn. And, there's stuff that people can do, like, community service, and they get to, write that down. And so that's cool. Stuff we're looking into so that we can have extra hands.
Which, and it's silly. I was thinking in my head of just we needed to look for agriculture departments so people can potentially get credits and stuff. But that's not the case. We started learning about some. Which
we looked into it, but it didn't exist.
The college didn't have one. Now I'm sure the high schools do, but the college didn't. That was here. But sport groups and communities and athletes and stuff like that, they need team building things, and we're starting to get some of that stuff offered up. I'm like, makes sense, and they're going to get some physical labor. I'm 18-year-olds chopping wood. And just stuff you give me 9 18-year-olds that want to work,
and I will feed them.
Right,
feed them all the food.
I'm going to butcher a whole pig to feed them, but hey, it'll be worth it.
Sherry, absolutely you can. We always love your gifts.
Absolutely.
Somebody asked something. Oh, Fermented Homestead. So, are you guys going to the HOA event next month? We are not. But
not that one.
We plan to go to the next one. I don't remember what it's called. They had it last year. So I think it was the first one. I don't remember what it's called. This next one's the business one. Yeah. It's the one after that. We're hoping to get to.
There's 4 this year. One is the business, like she said. That's the one in January. There's 3 at Roy Feek's place, and then 1 in Front Royal, Virginia. So we will not be at the business one. We will be at the mini HOA. I don't even know what the technical called, but it's like a mini HOA at Roy's place. We're going to go to that one, and then of course we'll be at the actual HOA, and then they're wrapping off the year with a women's class thing at Roy's place, and so that's pretty cool. I won't be there. but it's neat that they're doing that. So they're going to have 4 HOA things going on in 2022, which is awesome. I love seeing that expand.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about team building exercises. That would be cool. Having people out here to do that, and then they get to count it.
I think Tyler could agree with me. I can tell him to hook up that electric. That's quite the team building experience.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't end up in a fight.
That is a mental team build.
Somebody did ask about Tilly, the mini horse. She's fantastic. Gosh, she's funny. So I don't know if you caught her in your footage today, but the thing that happened today after the storm just had her so excited. Yeah. And she was just doing laps. I love it when she gets to run in and she just runs and runs. She's adorable. She
is. I was the one that was the most against getting Tilly.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, what is she gonna do? And just straight love and heartfelt things are good too. That brings value. I just didn't realize it'd be me that would have the biggest connection with her.
Yeah. She's wonderful. She's beautiful. She's sassy, and she's also very sweet.
Yeah.
And she can be all 4 within 5 minutes.
Yes,
you never know what you're gonna get.
You'll be sitting there rubbing on her, and she's gotten to the point where I can put the halter off and on, which I know a lot of people wanted it off. It's finally off. You have to understand, you have to build trust before you start grabbing someone's face like that, because it was on when we got her. But she lets me put that on and off of her, and lets me pet her and brush her really well. And the next thing you know, she's whipping her butt around and knocking you over almost. It's okay, Tilly.
Yeah. Hey, Grace.
Miss Roy.
We love you.
And I am new to tinctures. What is the elderberry tincture used for? It's immune boosting, but it's preventative. You can take it while you're sick, but preferably you take at least a dropper full daily to keep your immune system up.
Alan said, you guys do bees for honey. We don't. We've said for how many years now that it's a goal, but that will definitely be Zach's project. Yeah. I do not like them.
And I have no fear in raising bees. It's primarily just I want to make sure that I have the time to learn before getting them, because I've heard that they're about the hardest, especially in the winter, to try to keep alive.
Good point, Granite Gardens.
Hey,
she needs to be a moderator instead of just Tyler.
You got it. You're right clicking.
Am I?
Yeah, here, just get to it.
There we go. Okay, I got it. I'm really bad with right clicks.
Jen's left-handed, and she's a Mac person, so you put her on a right-handed Windows, and she's done for.
Can't do it. Hey, Southern Blessed. Hope y'all are doing good. what were you talking about? Oh, bees. Yeah. So we need to like take a class, basically. Take a class on it and then figure out.
I'm very much learn your basics and then learn hands-on. But for bees, I really want to try to be as prepared to get it right. Because I could go to Trade Supply right now, right, and buy all the things I need. Come spring, get me a big old beehive and be ready to go. But if that's all I know, then I feel like I'm going to waste or they're going to die or something like that. And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Sherry said lefties represent. That's right.
Yeah.
Throw your hands up if you're a lefty. Tina said, I thought you got turkeys for meat. Did you change your mind to breed them? They are breeding. That was also the goal. The goal is meat and breeding, but they are not meat turkeys, so they do not have to be butchered at any certain time.
They're heritage breeds.
Yes, and we have eaten a few of them along the way, but it's just 4 of us, so we don't need like a 50-pound turkey. Wow, 50-pound turkey. There we go.
There you go.
Once a week. That's just too much.
And we butchered 6 in one day and got over 100 pints and quarts of ground turkey. And now that was great, but it very much filled up the pantry. So we are doing more of on an as needed basis. So
which
one
is
at a time.
Great about the turkeys that they are, because you can do that. The ones that we had before had to be butchered at that time.
Right.
So that was a lot. But they are breeding. They're laying eggs and all kinds of cool stuff.
And so now they get to decide. So like when we're ready to eat one, it's their choice. Yeah. And I've explained this to them very, very many times. The ones that act up the most and want to get on the porch and poop on the hot tub. Like they're going top in line. Like that's what's happening. They're aware. I'm aware.
It's a while though. I feel like they've been behaving lately.
They knew Thanksgiving was coming. And they know Christmas isn't far beyond.
Brittany said, how did the turkeys do in the yard bird plucker? They did not.
Terrible.
It was terrible. We had to do it by hand.
Which I would say if you would do the turkeys at a more of like a 20-pound frame, then you're good. But turkeys grow so fast. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, you have a 50-pound tom on your hand, and it's not going to fit in that thing whatsoever. We've had to. I've always tried to start. You definitely got to cut the feet off. Them things are way too big up in there.
Giant.
They're
dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. They don't fit in kill cones either, so you got to do more of the stretching. But what I was getting at, what was I getting at? We've had to hand pluck most of them, but we do start in the yard bird. It never does it. It's too heavy.
Just too much. I'm sure you can get bigger ones though.
There's a lot.
We got ours for the meat chickens, and we were like, hey, maybe the turkeys will fit in, but no, they do not.
Frankie, you have no idea. Every time we every time we butcher a turkey, is honestly partially because we're running low on stock too, and we need the meat. So it loads us up a lot.
The turkeys are great though. Overall, they do like to misbehave, but they're fun. It would be so weird to look out and then not be there.
It's like their first 6 months. Their first 6 months of life is terrible. Not it's just they're young little teenagers and they drive you nuts.
Hey, Freedom,
and crazy. So you just gotta get past that. They'll try to kill themselves so many times in that first 6 months. I mean, it's nuts. It's like, who are you? Like, do you care at all if you live or die? But then once you get out of that, they more just do their gobbling and they're loud. Like everybody talks about the guineas being loud, which they can be if things are nuts. But turkeys have a cue, like a tone and a voice that makes them gobble on demand.
Raylan's voice sets them off every time.
Every time.
If she goes outside, if she says anything, the turkeys start gobbling. It's because she's like higher pitched.
Yeah.
They love it.
And we can whistle and they'll do it. But the problem, when that becomes a problem, is when you're in the barn and like I'm on one side and Jen's on the other and we're trying to talk to each other. Every time we talk, how many times we got? 6 of them, 6 or 7 times.
Yeah. Every time you start to say something,
I just look up. I'm like, I'll try again later. Just
he's like, text me. They're so funny though. Erica, the guineas do lay eggs, and we do eat them. They're really hard eggs.
The shell.
The shell of them. They're a little bit smaller than a chicken egg, and they come to they're more of, I don't know how to do that, but they're like more of a V, I guess.
Like a turkey egg. Imagine a mini turkey egg.
Yeah. And their shells are really, really hard. It's like a hard-boiled egg. But the eggs are really good. They're just like a chicken egg. They're not different like duck eggs or something.
But you will definitely think it's a hard-boiled egg. My grandma thought it. I tell that story all the time, but she would give us eggs, and we would mix them up. Like we wouldn't separate them. And my nanny would be like, "You're giving me hard-boiled eggs." I'm like, "It's not. It's guinea eggs.
Yeah.
It just shells really hard." Alan said, "What about quail? Ever think about or ever keep them?" We have not. Another value thing. However, at HOA, we like hung out right in front of these people that had quail, and they had their booth set up, and I went over and talked to them a lot. I think they've talked me into it to getting them. They seem very easy, and you butcher them quickly, which is pretty cool.
They'd be really good to have in like a pinch, if you just needed some quick meat, and they seem really hardy. I don't know. Hopefully they are.
Yeah, Freedom Homestead, their quail eggs are awesome for pickling and snacking because of the size. I've heard that as well. That would be good.
Yep. Frankie said, hot question, is the turkey poop just as good in the garden as chickens?
That is not a dumb question. It is hot, though.
Yep, so like chickens.
Right, just like chickens. So it needs to compost down a little bit.
You get a whole lot more from a turkey.
You best believe it.
Get more bang for your buck, I guess.
Y'all ever heard of bubble guts? And what happens after bubble? Like, that's a turkey. Like, that's a projectile. It's insane. So much.
Oh, my gosh. They're nasty. Hi, Be Oily. I missed the name, but somebody said it was their first live stream, and they just found us, and they were surprised to see all of our animals in one pit.
Oh, yeah. Well, first off, welcome. This has been our first live stream in a while. For anyone that is new, we used to go live every Monday, but it's been about 8-9 months, I think, since then. So we call it our petting zoo, or our Charlotte's Web group, and it's very easily possible for anyone to do this. It's not like we come up with some special concoction to get all these people to get along. Primarily, it's about feed and what you feed your animals. If you are going to try to do that, you got to go for the animal that is most vulnerable and needs the most specific feed. In our situation, that was the goats. And so the goats needed a specific feed. Then you go up from there to see if everything else you're putting in there can eat that feed. For our answer is yes, that was possible. The easiest example to say what wouldn't work is sheep. Mm-hmm. So because we have goats, we couldn't put sheep in there because sheep cannot have copper. Yeah, I said it and it didn't sound right. But goats have to have copper. So they could not be in a petting zoo situation together like Charlotte's Web was. Mm-hmm.
I suppose, like, if you just had goats and sheep in a pasture and you rotationally grazed during the day, but they went home to their separate places, you could potentially have them together.
Well, then you have to think about the minerals they need.
Yeah.
Sheep need a lot of loose minerals. Which what is it, like 13 different ones? I don't know. We don't have sheep. We've never actually raised sheep. So, but just from learning, they need a lot of minerals. Where goats need like one primary goat mineral. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if the goats would have any issues licking the other minerals from the sheep or vice versa, because the goat mineral definitely has copper in it. Yeah. So that would be a problem too.
Hey, Simply Southern Roots, and hey, Hidden Oaks Homestead. Hope you guys are doing good. I mentioned this earlier, but I'm not just filthy. I have salves all over me. It's just oil and beeswax.
So when we're filling up the tins, it's a 2-ounce tin, and you have this huge measuring cup, and so sometimes it gets a little crazy, and it gets a little wild. Well, you can't really touch it from there. Like you have to let it sit, so it all dries together. Well, that gets it a little bit around the tins, and it's easier to do this number than to keep using paper towels.
Yep.
That's a good question. Barefoot chickens. What do you enjoy more, goat's milk or the cow's milk? I really like that question. So, you lead first, and then I'll go off that because we're gonna have probably different answers.
I enjoy drinking cow's milk more, but I enjoy milking goats more.
I would be and I'm like the total opposite. I actually prefer to milk the cows over the goats. Primary reason, goats are just so nosy, and how we have to do it with milking 3 of them is the other goats.
But like I don't so actually quick.
I'll give you that. Well, yeah. The cows are more relaxing. I enjoy it. It's much quieter. I enjoy milking the cow. But I do like the cow's milk better too than the goat's milk. However, I would say what you can handle better is the goat's milk though, because like for instant being able to use is the goat's milk. You can use that for so many things so quickly. Where cows, you can, but you're going to make butter, or you're going to make cheese, you're going to make these more involved things, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'll pick cow.
Yeah. I do love milking the cow, though. It's a whole lot better than I guess I thought it would be. It's not as stressful. It's not as scary. It just takes a whole lot longer in the morning. So when you go out to do your morning chores, you're 30 to 45 minutes longer. And that's fine if it's not like really hot or really cold. If it's just right. It's fine.
Yep.
And not too many flies.
Yeah, the flies get you. And cows, that's the worst part with cows, is the flies. And we do so much to keep the fly problem down with fly traps, with fly spray, with putting chickens and guineas behind the cows to eat the fly larvae. I would say if you came to our farm and you saw the flies on our cows in the summer, you'd be like, wow, that's really low compared to some other farms. But they're still there, and they still bite.
Yeah. Especially in the heat of summer.
Yeah.
They calm down a lot in the fall, but they're still there. It's just part of it, unfortunately. And the goats, they don't attract flies like that.
Mm-hmm. Besides the black ones, they attract the horse flies, because horse flies are attracted to the black coats. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing to think about too. You're thinking about it.
Yeah. I would love to have a cow or goats, but I don't think I have the energy. Donna said it does take a lot. Mm-hmm. It takes a whole lot.
Goats are more maintenance than cows.
And you have to fight them more.
Yep.
Everything's a fight with a goat. Everything. They like to fight you.
Yeah.
Because all they want is food. And no matter what you're doing, that's all they can think about is getting food. So it's always a fight.
Dinah, comfrey salve is for aches, pains, arthritis, stuff like that. It's more for putting on what ails you, not like cuts, scrapes, burns, which is what the collision is for.
The train's coming through. I don't know if y'all can hear that.
That'd be cool if y'all can. Jenny loves trains.
It's loud. It hasn't been coming much lately, but of course, as soon as we go live, it comes.
Yeah. Horse flies do put a hurt on you, Alan, but I tell you what, them little pesky small flies, they don't feel good either.
Yeah, we had some this summer that would bite.
Yeah.
They were awful. Just little flies, but really hurt. Yep.
And that's the thing too. So goat, or at least our cow, all animals are going to be a little bit different. Daisy doesn't move much when she's milking, but her tail does. And that thing is like Indiana Jones' whip. That thing gets you. So you have to like tie it up, or it's a very unpleasant time. Where the goats have to be trained not to kick. Mm-hmm. They are big kickers, and so I couldn't tell you how many times a goat's knocked over the milking pail on me, but I've never had it happen with a cow. Mm-hmm. The only time Daisy has ever wanted to kick over the pail is if the fly problem was real bad. So what I try to do is I try to give her a decent spray, and then wait, and which we use all organic fly spray. It's nothing that you like buy a Tractor Supply. She makes it herself. So it'd be fine, but I want it to like rest on her, let it sit.
Still don't want the milk to smell like it.
Exactly. So I try to let it sit on it, and usually the next day, because I do it after milking, the next day it's gotten the flies down a little bit, which gets her completely calmer too.
Yeah. It's a lot though.
South Loop River Homestead. Just got here. Did I miss any funny stories? Man, that used to be our thing, wasn't it? Telling a funny story. I'm sure there's been plenty since we've gone, but that would be a nice way to cap this off, because we do have to end soon.
Think of one.
Shoot. Throw a couple more questions. I'll try to see if anything comes up. What have we done recently that was...
Homestead Confessions said, thank you for the tips. I want to get goats and use their milk for soaps, but my husband says it wouldn't work. That's one of basically the main thing besides Wyatt drinking the milk that we use goat's milk soap for is the soap. Yeah. We just freeze it into portions and use it for soap.
And that's the key that I'm not sure a lot of people know. Like, you freeze it. And so like we have over a year's worth of goat's milk frozen. They're also easier to dry up. And get back into milk, right? It's just easy. It's just very easy because they don't produce as much as a cow does, so that's a little bit more difficult. We do dry up our cow to give them a break while pregnant with a few months left. Some people don't. Some people don't give them dry them up at all.
Goats, you really have to, though. They need to be dried up before they give birth again, at least for a couple months.
Yeah.
I only want to do stuff that can be ate. Yeah, that's what we try to do. We experiment every now and then with something, because you don't just want to stay stale and only grow stuff that you like. You do want to experiment a little bit, but for the most part, we've gotten it down to what we know we'll actually eat, what we can preserve the most and save, and we just try to stick to that so that we're not wasting too much.
And Alan does think stuff too hard with saying something that can eat, because there's a lot of stuff that you probably think isn't edible that is. Right? I've learned that a lot in the recent
Erica said, how many times has Zach changed the living room since the last live?
A lot. Jeez, a lot since the last live. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
When we came back, okay,
7.
so that's a little bit of a story. We're on vacation all week, right? All week. I mean, I'm to the point where I'm so bored of like not doing farm tours that I'm just ready to go back to do something.
Yeah, I started dreaming about the goats.
Yeah, I mean,
the last 2 nights. I literally started dreaming about it. I'm like, okay, this is weird. We should probably go home.
Yeah, so we didn't. I mean, we went home when we were supposed to go home. But I mean, the ride home, it was a short ride because we're close to Gatlinburg. But I mean, I'm just flowing. All the things that we need to get going because we've been telling ourselves after vacation.
We got home by like 10:30.
Yeah, after
vacation. So close.
Right. And so we get here, and I know. All right, so here's the thing about my wife. I know that if the house is clean to her standard of clean, which is much higher than my standard, but I appreciate that hers is, I know that she works better with a clean home.
I do.
So I had already accepted this. This is something that the husband of hers has gotten in his head. First thing we're going to do is clean the house. I know that. So I come in like busting in the door. Like, where's my vacuum? Like, let me start vacuuming the stuff. Let me clean up all Jed's stuff on the floor. Kidding, Jed. Let me vacuum all the stuff up. Let's get the house in tip-top shape. So we're doing all that. We give the kids showers. Well, they give themselves showers. And then we get them dressed. And she gets tangles out of Raylan's hair and all this good stuff. I'm like, all right, let's do this thing. She looks at me. She goes, I've been thinking. Every time she says, I've been thinking, it's something that is not on any list. She has not mentioned it to me once. I have no idea what's about to come out of her mouth. Yeah. Like, I know that when she says, I've been thinking, it's not something that I've heard any time before. She goes, what if? And I mean, I can feel my face starting to droop and like starting to show that everything I had in my mind is about to go poof out the window. Well, I'm sitting there like, yes. She says, what if we move the tree? And I say, I stop her. I'm like, I know where you're going. You want it in the corner. I want it in the corner. But we decided that we didn't want the couch moved. And I said, what are you going to do with the couch? I'm not moving it. I'm not going to put it upstairs today. Like, that's not where it's going. She said, no, listen to it. She's like, what if we just push it out a bit? I was like, we talked about that too. So it's going to stick out in the door a little bit. And it does stick out. I'm like, we've talked about this and we're in agreement. I said, it was your idea to put it over there. And then so I'm sitting there complaining. Here's
what happened. Our little living room on vacation, like our cabin it was small. I mean, it was about the size of our house. Maybe a little bit bigger, but not much. But the living room was really small, but it was really cozy. And ours is cozy too, but when we add in the tree, it just kind of like gets thrown in sometimes. And then we had already had the tree up for like a month when we went on vacation. So honestly, like I'm tired of looking at it in the spot it's in.
We're on Christmas number 2 already.
Basically. So it needed to be moved so that I could get back into the spirit.
And then here's what happened after that. She was right all along. It took me 10 minutes to move it.
It wasn't a big
and then I was able to go back. So then I apologized for me having any concern about her plans because I should also learn this part. Like I know that she wants a clean house is that normally what she does not take us very long to do. And so my complaining and bleep was taking longer than just doing it. So we got it done. Tree's right here in the corner now. And it's better. It's in its rightful place. I got done. I said, you're right. I know this. I apologize.
It's much better. But when Christmas is over, there's going to be more rearranging. So
y'all,
I want to get the table back in here.
It's why? Why?
Because we never use it now. Gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard trying to figure out. I mean, we've been here for a year, and we still can't figure out like the layout of. It's just the extra room. It's the extra room that throws us off.
Well, I think it needs to become. Well, all right. So here's our biggest issue with all of this. Our old place was wide open. There wasn't a wall. The only walls were the bedrooms. That was it. Everything else was wide
open. And they
open.
didn't even go to the ceiling.
Yeah, they didn't even go to the ceiling. So you could literally just talk over to each other.
And they didn't have doors.
No doors. So it was very open. And this house, I don't want to call it cookie cutter, but it is much more segregated rooms that are specific to each other. Well, we've thought about making it the dining room. We don't need them there.
We have. I mean,
it is the dining room right But we don't eat in there because it's too far away from everything else. We like being more in the open area. Okay, so that didn't work. Then we turned it into my office. Well, that worked. But when it came to editing videos, I don't like being away from the family that much. I like being with the family. So I like being in the living room with everybody.
So then it was just an empty room.
Right. And then it became a homeschool room.
Yeah.
Well, next thing I know, we're doing all the homeschool.
It was homeschool / den.
It
had
den.
2 purposes.
Yeah. The den part worked out well. The kids did love that.
The only downfall with what we did there was the kids started sleeping in there, and I didn't like them being by the door. Right. So that didn't work for me.
Yeah. So I agree with Alan. Pool table.
No. I mean, it would definitely solve all the other issues. Because now it's just like we rotate back and forth between office, dining room, and den.
Yeah.
And we like every 3 months we change it to one of those 3.
Right.
Because it's just one extra room. But when you only have one extra room, you want to do all the things in that room. Mm-hmm. So then you just end up doing it all. And right now it's just storage for
I had a vote.
Etsy stuff.
I've turned it into a ginormous pantry. Yeah. Like nobody's going to use it.
Right.
Nobody's going to use it. Let's just make it storage and turn it into a pantry.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. Just a big one because we do have our basement, so that's our
like
that's our cellar. Yeah, shelves? Yeah, just all the stuff. We just everything, all up in there, ginormous, large.
But then
pantry.
We store all of our stuff in the root cellar.
But see, listen to me though, Linda. Listen to me.
Nerf basketball court.
Yeah, the basement is long term. Right. So
we could rotate.
Exactly. Okay. So what we want to use for that month, we bring up to the pantry so that we use it more often than it being down in the basement. When Jed's sleeping and I have that flashlight to see what you're looking for, we can rotate stuff up.
I don't hate
because that is not the ideal place to have canned goods. But if you're going to use it within like a month or 2, it's fine. You just don't want it to be there for a year.
We would just have to put like curtains over the open shelves, like the messy ones, because it'd be cool to store like paper products too, but you don't want that stuff out in the open. It just looks bad.
Well, we could do the whole bottom. We could do a whole bottom with cool. Doors.
What if we turn that room into like not a kitchen, but like a video area?
What? Hang on.
Like you know, like a pantry, like with shelves and a table,
right.
And we could video it.
Right, we could. Yeah,
maybe.
I like that too. So a little bit of all things, the pretty but functional.
We'll have to take a vote.
I hope y'all are enjoying these ideas that we have going on here. Probably the next week we're going to be tearing something out. I did see
Christmas. It's going to be after Christmas. We're leaving it until then.
Store and garden have got to go. Grace, pool table and an ostrich. Right, Grace. I may be close to both. Hopefully, we'll see. No, we do have to wrap up soon because we have to be somewhere at 6. Shoot, fire. There's something I was gonna say it. Oh yeah. Someone did ask about tearing down walls. That is also on like a longer term plan. We are not ready to try to tackle any kind of project like that though. But we would like to maybe the wall where the fridge is against, blowing that out because it's nowhere connected to anything. So I have
only a half wall.
Right. So I have pretty good certainty it's not a load bearing wall. And maybe open up the kitchen completely to the living room. So we'll see.
Zach is ZACH.
The only right way. I'm just kidding. 11 Crowd Store. You'll see it tomorrow in the video. We are starting progress. We'll call it progress. I had to do a lot more talking to my buddy Tyler about electricity because it's been a while since I've done any kind of electrical work because we ain't been in the pole barn in a long time.
Mama Turtle said like a butler's pantry office area.
I like that. We could also have a desk room, a little desk spot,
a
little nook for the computer because it has been nice going in there with the table when I have calls that I actually have to,
And that's another thing. He puts all his work stuff on the table, and then we can't eat in there.
Well, she put me in the bedroom, and as much as
he has a desk in our bedroom.
Which now, given I enjoyed having Bob Ross because I throw it on the Bob Ross channel, and I sit there and I do my thing, but I feel so far away from the family, and I don't like it.
It's a lot. What we're going to do is we're going to list out these ideas, and then we're going to take a vote on it.
Well, I know Alan says
before New Year, so that we can have a plan in place when we take the tree down.
No, store and gardens first. Oh my goodness.
We'll see.
Well, my goodness, y'all, it's 15 till, and we have to get up and get the things going here. But the fact that almost 400, there might have got 400 at one point. The 400 people joined back on here after we haven't been live in almost a year. That is amazing. We miss you all. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Yeah, it does feel like far from the family. Y'all don't know us. Y'all do know us, but like we're
like the term of each other's butts.
I was going to say the same thing, but I was trying to figure out the polite way to say it.
All the time.
All the time. We just are, and we love it. And I don't know. Even being in the other room with the door, I don't like it. That pole bar, man, it changed the way our life is, really and our family is, and we know it's not like everyone else, but we love it. But anyways, we love you all. Thank you so much. We are not going to commit that we will be live again next Monday, but we will see.
You never know.
We will see. If anything, maybe some other day, something like that.
We got to figure out the timing.
I did figure out, though, that I can schedule them. So that's cool. So I'll try to give you more than a 10-minute heads up if we can figure that out. So the next time we're doing it, you can have a little bit more.
And then potentially it might have to be another night. I don't know.
Yeah.
Monday evenings are very busy. And they change depending on what is going on the weekend.
Yeah.
Without going into too much detail.
So but every day's busy.
Yeah.
So, Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday. The time frame.
I know.
We have to be somewhere at 6.
I know what you're saying.
But sometimes that's 5:30 and sometimes it's 5.
I feel like we could say that every single day. All right, y'all. We love you all. Thank you for joining. This was a lot of fun.
So much fun. Have a good night.
Till the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Until tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Love y'all.
Keep going because you know how this goes.